2, 1. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. the Demon Armadillo, with my co-host.
This is Eli, a.k.a. Billy Bearclaw. And I don't mean the donut. I mean like an actual bear claw. Like
Oh, okay, because you started making me hungry for a second, Yeah, and we're back with another episode, and I hope everybody's doing okay in quarantine land. This is a weird time. This is when we look back on this, or when the next generation look back on this, they will remember this time. It will be taught in history books and all stuff like that. But we're toughing through it. We're going through the best we can, and we're here to entertain you. I know it's a lot of weird shit going on right now, and people, stress levels are down and morale is down, but we're here to cheer you up. And ourselves up too. Shit.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, this is therapeutic for us. So Eli, we got to start off with the death, because I know we had a certain death that happened. I'm gonna let you talk about that one.
Yeah, this is a legend. A legend has passed. Mort Drucker, one of the main artists on Mad Magazine. He did all the caricatures, did a lot of covers, did a lot of the movie parodies and the Mad magazines back in the day. He passed away, 91. Not from the coronavirus. He died of natural cause. He was just old, 91 years old. But he, very influential artist. Yeah, I mean, I think I used to have a stack of Mad magazines as a kid. I think I got most of my charming personality from Mad magazine.
It raised a generation.
Yeah, but yeah, he did all the movie parodies. The Empire Strikes Out. Indy Banana Jones and the Temple of Goons. All those Mad movie parodies, and he could draw those caricatures, and so yeah, I mean he also I guess he drew a Time magazine cover during the Watergate trial that is now in like the Smithsonian or something.
That's not just a Mad magazine, like an actual Time magazine.
Yeah, Time magazine. Like it was a cover of Time, and it was during Watergate. So he drew like, the hell's his name? Nixon, and all those people involved in
Bernstein
that
and
yeah. All on.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, legends ever die, but yeah. So yeah, rest in peace, Mort.
Yeah, rest in peace. I also read Mad Magazine growing up also. I remember a few of those. There were a lot of Batman parodies with that also. Because, Mad Magazine was owned by Warner Brothers, which technically was DC. So they could just do, like, DC characters just all day long,
Yeah, I remember he drew Batman, like, a little tiny fat dude. And Robin was big, tall, and skinny and shit. Or that might have been Don Martin, though. Because Don Martin was that other artist who did the, One Day on the Street Corner or whatever. He had those, and those characters, with the big noses and the big eyes, and but yeah. I mean, Mad Magazine was great. I religiously, like my comic books for a while. I was every month. Oh, hey, new Mad Magazine.
Mm-hmm. Right on the newsstand. So. Yeah, and while we're still talking about sad news, I guess we do have to talk about COVID-19 for a split second. Yeah, we're number one in cases and death right now in the world.
United States.
Yeah. So just that quick. That's how fast things are moving right now, Eli, because it wasn't that case last week when we did this podcast.
No. We had the most cases, but now we've...
Yeah, we're most deaths also, yeah. Cases, we're like way above everybody else. But death, we just passed death. I think Italy had the top, we just passed Italy. So, yeah, and they're saying it's just going to get worse because, like I said, it takes about 2 weeks for the virus really catches symptoms. So they're probably like the peak of it, or like it's really going to hit in like the next 2 weeks from now. So we'll see how it goes. But to brighten everybody's mood up, since we had to bring, I want to get that out the way first so we can move on to the fun stuff. Because Eli, have you gotten word about your Rona check yet?
No, I haven't.
I think mine is coming next week.
I don't think I'm gonna. Well, I might get a piece of it. Well, first of all, I haven't filed my taxes yet.
Well, okay. But have you filed the year before?
I did, but the
You're
baby
good.
mama, she she claimed the kids, so I forget how that works. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know how it works.
I'm trying to think about when I get my Roni check. Because I also got my taxes back also, so I'm got them all at the same time. So I'm thinking like, what tiger should I buy? You know, what kind of type of tiger? I'm thinking, I got it. I'm gonna get a panther.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of one of the few people that are lucky that I'm still kind of working and still I got an income. So,
Yeah, because unemployment is through the roof right now.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm really, I kind of feel like I don't really need it. So I haven't really looked into it that much. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't need it right now either, but I like to have now because I don't know what might happen. You don't know what might happen at the end of this month or next week or anything. You know, because weird things are so weird right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't really put much thought into what I'm gonna like. Yeah, I mean, I can't go anywhere, so like I can do much. You know what I mean?
Right. You're getting all this money and everything's closed. So you can't get anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'd sure like to, get a new drum set or something, but I can't go practice. You know what
right.
I mean?
And plus, that's a non-essential business. So
yeah, you know what I mean. I can't. Yeah, so it's like, what do I do? Buy more toys? I don't know. I don't even really have much toys either.
Yeah, and hopefully, because we just remember today is Easter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And for some reason, some states, not all states, but some states have classified churches as essential businesses. How? I don't really know. So in some states, and Mississippi is one of them, you can't stop people from going to church. So if they want to go to church and have open service, as many people as they want, they can do that.
Cool. Tax the shit out of them then. Yeah, if they're a business, tax the shit out of them.
Well, they're not. That's why they have so many churches, because they're not taxable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's.
But if they're a business and they're open, then, hey.
You think they should, but I guess that's not how it works. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm hoping the cases don't climb past that, because you got all these people locked into places right now. And then they go to other places and talk to the people and can infect other people. Because I heard this story. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe it is true. A story about a few weeks ago about people went to a funeral for somebody. Two people there had the coronavirus. Other people caught it. A couple people died from it. I think the pastor, even they tried to tell the pastor like not to have the funeral because of what's going on. He did it anyway, and everybody got infected. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's some kind of weird stories you're gonna get right now. We move on to something fun, because I had to get that bullshit out the way first.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry.
I haven't watched the news in like 4 days. So
all it is the same thing.
That's all it is. Like, just tell me what I need to know. Can I leave my house yet? Okay, cool. Then I don't care.
Right. It's like it's not a Saturday. Every day is the same day as Saturday.
Yeah. You telling me this shit is the first news I've heard in a week. Like.
Like, has the zombie apocalypse started yet? Has COVID-20 started yet? You
got a vaccine yet? Nope. Okay.
Nope. Okay. Oh shit. So yeah, where do we go from? Oh yeah. Okay. So like I said, we're all stuck at the house. We're all quarantined. So like I said, the internet is doing everything they can to entertain themselves and be creative. And one thing that has been going on these weekends is DJ beat battles.
Okay.
Now,
Eli, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Now Eli, this actually has been going on for a while. Like T-Pain and Lil Jon did it like the week before, and Manny Fresh and Scott Storch did it the week before, stuff like that. But when I heard about DJ Premier, Primo versus, RZA, aka Bobby Digital, aka Bobby Steele, aka what, Raheem Love?
Raheem.
Raheem Love, that's what it was.
It's Raheem.
Prince Rakeem, that's what it was, yeah. So I knew that you would be interested in this, because I've been wanting to have a topic about this for a while, but I knew I was going to talk about it by myself. I figured you weren't a Lil Jon fan.
No, not well. You know what? I don't mind Skeet and all. I'm not a non-fan of him. I don't mind him.
Okay. So as long as he didn't do the all Skeet song. I was waiting for that when he didn't do it. So. But I figured that Primo versus RZA, I figured you'd be interested in them, so I thought we could have that as a good topic of discussion. So what you think about the beat battle overall?
I had a blast watching it. I don't think it was really a battle per se. When I first heard about it, that's because I heard about it like a week ago. Maybe from you. You were posting posting reposting the flyer or whatever, because I remember hearing about it a week or two ago, and I remember thinking like, well, RZA ain't really a live DJ,
Right.
So Premier is gonna whoop his ass. That's what I was thinking. Because Primo is actually does live DJing and
Right.
RZA just produces and make beats. And I'm not taking that away from him, but I'm like, a battle, really? I don't think. Yeah, so I was thinking it was just they were gonna be going back and forth, scratching and shit. But it turned out to be just them kind of just playing their shit, going through their catalog of all their work, going back and forth, a greatest hits, of their catalog, and it wasn't really a battle. It was just two great artists sort of admiring and respecting each other's work, and it was just I had a good time just sitting there. Oh yeah,
Yeah, because it seemed like they were just enjoying themselves, having a good time, laid back, relaxed. I think the internet blew it up bigger than what it was. Like, oh, they're gonna battle. Oh, who you got your money on? Because that's what these beat battles have been. With T-Pain versus Lil Jon and Manny Fresh and Scott Storch. They were like doing like WWE promos before the shit was coming out. Oh, I'm gonna take you down this weekend. Oh, I'm gonna get you. And they did the exact same thing that Primo and Riz were doing, just playing tracks. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
Playing their greatest hits. But the internet is always gonna have a winner because that's what the internet does. So Eli, I gotta ask you, who won? And don't give me that hip hop one. I don't want that PC. Don't give me that PC.
We all
answer.
won.
Right.
We all won.
I don't want to get that SJW answer. No, give me the real answer.
Well, I'd have to go with Primo because if you remember the beginning, RZA had some technical issues at first for like the first half hour.
True. Yeah.
Remember that shit? So
I think he didn't really know about how to use Instagram Live. I think that's why Primo hosted it. So I think he was trying to figure that shit out.
Yeah. So just on the technical aspect, the performance, I give it to Primo. And if you want to, I love Wu-Tang, and like RZA was just dropping, gem after gem his whole set, but it was all Wu-Tang shit. Right. Whereas Primo's worked with like everybody. Right. Like I didn't even know he did Devil's Pie, the D'Angelo song from Belly.
I didn't know he did that either.
I was like, that was him? I was like, no shit. So I was like, oh damn, yeah, he worked with Das Effects, he worked with KRS. I was like, damn, he's worked with all these people, So that's what was like surprising about listening to Primo's set, But then RZA's like, oh, that's just Wu-Tang. What's just another Wu-Tang joint, and which is cool. I like
Primo
Wu-Tang.
had Wu-Tang joints.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it was either way. Yeah, it was just fun just watching them and then watching them just like, oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a dope joint, son. And then fucking, RZA's like, yo, man, play that second verse. That's my favorite part.
Right. Like, this is not how a battle's supposed to go. You're not supposed to be rooting for the other guy,
Yeah. They were just admiring each other's work. And that was really cool to see.
Yeah. I mean, one of the songs like Primo had that he played that Royce the 5'9" song. It was off Grand Theft Auto 3. I was like, oh, I'm getting hype over this shit, because it's a song nobody heard, but I remember that shit,
Yeah, I'm watching it on my tablet. I got my headphones on, and I'm just like bebopping around the house, like getting snacks for my kid and shit. And I'm sitting there fucking shoulder leaning back and shit the whole time, Yeah, it was a good time, man.
Hey, I didn't know Primo did the Christina Aguilera song.
I didn't know that either because I don't listen to Christina Aguilera.
Don't give me that, Eli. You know for a fact that you know that Christina Aguilera song.
I know that one that she did with ODB. I know the Genie in the Bottle, and then I just whatever shits that's on the radio. But I don't know, like,
Ain't No Other Man. Something.
Did she do all that shit with Redman? Yeah. I know that. But here's one thing, and I know everybody loves that Mary J. Blige. You're All I Need. Jam with Method Man.
Don't.
What?
If you're gonna talk about it, let's just move on to the next subject.
What?
If you're gonna bash this song, we're just gonna move on to the next subject.
No, I'm saying I like. I'm not saying I like that, but the original beat on the Tikal album is one of the dopest beats of all time.
I agree with you.
The original beat.
Okay.
That damn with that wah wah pedal and shit.
Yeah.
Without the Mary J. Blige.
No. You gotta have Mary J. Blige on there. Mary J. Blige takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, but the original song that's on the Tikal album is that beat is one of the dopest beats ever, I think. So whenever I hear the Mary J. Blige song, I think, damn, that's cool, but I like the other one better.
We gonna have to agree to disagree because the Mary J. Blige
song.
Hey,
just play that beat. You don't have to play an instrumental of that beat. And you're gonna be like banging your head and shit.
Oh man, can we move on past that?
Sure.
Well,
who do you think? Who do you think?
I say RZA won like decisively. In my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
because yes, all he had was Wu-Tang songs, but every Wu-Tang song he had was a hit. Like he could have played Ghostface songs all day, and that would have been a winner.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everything he played, I was like, damn. Yep.
And thinking it going into it, I'm thinking, oh, Primo's got this easily, you know. But like RZA just had hit after hit after hit. I'm like, have we underestimated RZA? I mean, should we put him in that? Because we never really put RZA in that same category as like Primo or like any of the other top DJs or like producers in hip hop. When he just showed us like he easily should be put in that category also.
Yeah, because we think of him as he rhymes. He's a rapper.
Because he's a rapper also, but yeah.
But he's got every beat, everything. I was like, yep. Everything was a banger on his set.
Yeah, like we've always getting credit. Like, he's always been a good producer. But I mean, after what he just showed on Saturday, we was like, no, we need to put him in that category. We've always underestimated him. He needs to be in the same conversation as one of the greatest producers of all time. He needs to be put there.
Yeah. So, I agree. I agree.
So, all right. So we can move on past that.
Sure.
I guess we move to the video game section now. I guess we're moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. Let's go to it. Okay. No. Before we get to the video game section. Okay. Hold on. Something else I got to do. Something else I was going to talk about last week. We didn't get a chance to talk about. We're going to talk about it this time. Free comics.
Free comics.
Everybody's giving away free comics right now because, like I said, the comic industry is dead right now. So they're trying to do anything they can to spark interest into the industry. And everybody's giving away free comics. Namely, well, who's giving away? Valiant giving away free comics. Valiant is giving away free PDFs. Like on their official Twitter page. I'm telling you right now, follow Valiant. We're promoting Get Valiant more than Get Valiant is. So go to Valiant's Twitter page. They have like a shitload of PDFs they're just giving away for free. You can just download them, put them on a flash drive, cloud storage, whatever you want to do. They're yours. You can have them. That's it. I don't have a complete list of them, but I know they're there. As far as now, also Marvel is giving away like a shitload of free books also, like full free trade paperbacks and graphic novels. And I'm about to pull up that list right now. Give it to me. It's gonna take forever. Hold on. I had a list
of Comixology shit or Marvel shit.
Both. Okay. So let me see if I can remember. I'm trying to remember on top of my head. So if on Marvel's page, they have like you go to Marvel.com, and if you go to Marvel Unlimited, even if you're not a subscriber to Marvel Unlimited, you can still read these books up until I think they said April 29th, like basically the end of the month. You can read these books for free. And I'm trying to see what book is. Why didn't I have this? I didn't have this pulled up because I didn't plan to do this yet, and my Chromebook is acting complete. Here we go. Yeah, okay. So I got the list pulled up. Well, it's loading. Like I said, it's on. Here we go. Marvel Unlimited. You go there, and as long as you get there before the end of the month, you can read these books for free. You don't have to sign in. You don't have to subscribe. They're there. So what we have is the first 6 issues of the Jason Aaron run of Avengers, the one that came out in 2018.
Okay.
Civil War, for free. Thanos Wins from Donny Cates, y'all.
Donny Cates.
Eli, did you ever read this?
I don't know. Did I read that? I read a Thanos book. I can't remember which one it was.
Okay, this is the one where Silver Surfer is evil. Oh, we did read it. This is the one where like Hulk is his pet.
His dog or whatever.
Right. Cosmic Ghost Rider. First time Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Ghost Rider, yeah.
That's that book. Okay, so anybody who hadn't read that, read this. This is a fucking awesome book. Thanos is the hero of the story. And the bad guy. But, you know, that's Thanos. Also, Amazing Spider-Man Red Goblin. Remember we reviewed Spider-Man 800, what, 2 years ago? Year ago? Something like that? Can't remember.
Yeah. I remember that.
This is the complete arc of that story. So,
okay, I was reading actually that leading up to that.
See, I didn't. I started with issue 800, and I know I missed like a shit ton of shit, but I was like, even what I read right there, I was like, okay, this is fucking awesome. I mean, I think I do need to go back and read the rest of this shit because that one issue I did read was awesome. Don Slott's a Don Slott Fantastic
Dan?
Four run.
Dan
Dan
Slott?
Slott? Who I said Don Slott? Johnny Cage.
Dan
Slott.
Yeah.
Dan Slott's Fantastic Four run.
Heard he's beefing with the Comic Cast boys and shit.
Have you seen that? We didn't talk about that on here, did we? I saw this shit and I text Gomer about it. I was like, what the fuck, man? What are you guys doing? All I know, I was just browsing Twitter, just mind my own business, and I just see Dan Slott just like, fuck Comic Cast, fuck Bookie Bentley. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on here? And I get it what was going on because they have all these review interviews, and a lot of these guys that they interview, I'm not gonna say a lot of them, but some of them are directly connected to Comicsgate.
Yeah.
So in Dan Slott's eyes, like, okay, if you got all these guys connected to Comicsgate, you must be connected to Comicsgate also. So he just said fuck everybody, that's associated with it. He probably said fuck us too,
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're Comicsgate, I guess,
Guilty by association.
I guess we are. So yeah, I guess Dan Slott said fuck comic book bullies also. So I guess we're blocked too. What else we got? Black Panther by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Actually, the first 12 issues of A Nation Under Our Feet. So that whole complete arc is on there. Dark Phoenix Saga is on there. Captain America Winter Soldier. Now the thing is, Captain America Winter Soldier, I read the story. It actually really doesn't start to issue 7. But the Marvel Unlimited app has the first 14 issues, so it's got the whole complete arc leading up to it. Black Widow, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Most Wanted. People are hinting at that this may be what the movie storyline is based on. I haven't read it, but I may get to it eventually. The Kree Skrull War, it's okay. It's not as good as everybody makes it out to be. I read the story. Rick Jones Saves the Universe. Not that good. Captain Marvel, Higher, Further, Faster. That's a thing. Carol Danvers, okay. I think it's her first appearance as, well, not her first appearance, but like her first solo book as Captain Marvel. Before that she was Miss Marvel, but now she's Captain Marvel. Avengers versus X-Men. Now, keep in mind, Avengers versus X-Men, like, it just has the main issue. It didn't have like all 100 of the crossover shit like that, just the main storyline, which is still cool, but you got to have all the other arcs also. Because one of the crossover books has Emma Frost versus Thor. And in that book, Emma Frost offers to peg Thor and make him her sub, and she was gonna dress him up and shit. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck is happening here? So, I think that's it. Now, that's Marvel Unlimited. Now you can read those books to April 29th or May 1st or whatever like that. You have time to read that, but that's on the Marvel Unlimited app. However, I'm gonna give you another way of getting these books. These same exact graphic novels that I just named out are also on Comixology right now for free. Free. You don't have to pay anything. I downloaded all these books on Comixology. It gave me a total of like regular price of like $110 or some shit like that. But then it had the slash down mark price and then it said free. I was like, fuck yeah. So I clicked all those fuckers, got them downloaded. And the thing is, if you download it from Comixology, you have them. There's no deadline. You have to sign up for anything. You don't have to worry about, I got to read this before the end of the month. Nah, you got them. They're yours forever. Read them. Good to go. So I got this, and I'll get to them eventually. But the point is, I have them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And actually, Comixology got some other shit also. Hellboy was free.
Yeah, there's a ton of shit on Comixology.
It's a ton of shit on there. I bought Ghost in the Shell.
Did you?
Yeah, but it was not free. It was like $1. It was like $1 for like the first 40 issues or some shit, Yeah. So eventually we'll go to them. We're gonna review some anime on here or some shit,
Yeah, I mean my Comixology list now is huge, which is nice because that would be in my house, it's piled up to the ceiling.
Right, because you got to find a place to put all this shit and stuff like that. And that's the thing, because we're not endorsing Comixology or anything like that. We're not endorsing death to, the local stores and things like that. No, we're not doing either that. We're just saying there are perks and benefits to it because they have so many insane crackhead prices on this sometimes. That's why these comic book sales just start popping up, especially some of these trades.
Yeah.
You buy a trade, you'll see a trade you want. Watchmen was $5 on there, for the whole thing. Okay, fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
So.
It saves me the effort of trying to go dig it out.
Exactly. I gotta go find it. Hopefully they got it. No, you just click a button. Boom, it's done. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, now we move to the video game section.
All right.
Shit, I forgot where I was going with this now. Video game section. I guess we can start with the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 has released details of their controller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about this. My brother was actually talking about this the other night on the Geek
He was, yeah. He talked about it on Geek Sad. I heard y'all on Geek Sad, man. That shit was emotional for me, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for me, because it was the first time, like in a long time, I heard all of y'all together.
Yeah, it is.
It was like a family reunion there, man. It was like watching a Black Christmas movie. I was like, damn.
Soul food.
Right, you know. Y'all was all like, cousin, haven't seen you forever. Like shit. Yeah, but I heard him talking about it. Yeah, so it's black and white now, like a panda. So it's different, you know, like a PlayStation controller have always been black and some of them been white. Now it's been black and white. It has haptic feedback, which isn't that's rumble controls. That's all. You don't have to talk fancy with it. That's all it is. It's bigger. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, because people love to complain about, the PlayStation controllers are too small. I have huge hands. I need a big controller for my huge. Your hands aren't that big. Stop playing it. You're a gamer. You're not fucking LeBron James. So, let's see. Okay, Eli, let me ask you this. Since you have a PlayStation, have you ever used the share button?
No.
Okay, I've noticed that.
Is that how you like share your games or whatever? Like stream your games and shit?
Yeah, it's been out since 2013, but yeah, that's what it does.
Okay, because I did that once where I streamed one of my games live or whatever one time, like when I played that Star Wars game.
Right. I saw this.
I did it once. Yeah, I did it one time.
So, but here's the thing: like a lot of people hate that button. They want the select button back, even though select never did anything. Like, why do you want select button back? Because it was a useless button, you know. Mm-hmm. But they've gotten rid of the share button and replaced it with the create button.
The create, huh?
Right. I don't know what that means. It may just be share, but they call it something different. So maybe more people use it now. I don't know. You no longer need a headset for it. It has a built-in microphone.
Okay, that's scary.
But here's the thing. It also has built-in speakers also. So people can, so you don't need a headset to talk to people. People can talk directly out of the controller.
Okay.
Which I think is a cool feature. Now, it has a headphone jack in it also, so you don't have to use it. But if you don't have a headset, you can talk into it. People can talk back to you, back and forth, blah, 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 all the good stuff like that. All in all, it sounds like good control. People are complaining because that's what the internet does, complain. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I might not even buy the PlayStation 5, but I want the PlayStation 5. Oh, and it's called the DualSense. That's what it's called. So they got a fancy name for like the PlayStation 4 controller is called the DualShock 4, but that's called the DualSense. So this is the future. This was coming. And they're saying that the PlayStation 5 is still on track to come out this year. Mm-hmm. With all this fucked up shit going on, they're saying it still might happen. So we don't know. We'll see. There was that. I feel like it was something else I'm missing. I don't have my notes in front of me, but I guess we'll talk about Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I can't talk about it.
You can.
I can't. Here's the reason I can't. Because the game is only on PlayStation 4.
Oh, damn. Well, I could talk about it if I got it.
Right. You could. But are you even a Final Fantasy fan?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever played any of the games ever.
See, that's where I would come in because I play that shit. And I'm sitting here looking at it like just people just buying it left and right. Oh, I just bought Final Fantasy 7. Oh, I'm playing Final Fantasy 7. Watch my Twitch stream on Final Fantasy 7. I'm like, so everybody just having fun just playing the shit and I can't play it. I'm like, I'm not going to buy a PlayStation 4 just to play one fucking game. I'm not going to do it.
Didn't you do that for Spider-Man, though?
That's Spider-Man. Speaking of, now, Eli, I've been jonesing for Spider-Man because I'm like, damn, I want to play Spider-Man again, but I don't have a PlayStation 4. So guess what? They have a solution.
Oh, yeah? Is it finally backwards compatible or whatever?
No. It's on PS Now.
Okay,
so PS Now, let me break it down. PS Now is their Netflix for PlayStation. They basically a subscription service. You pay $10 a month, so like that, and they have a library of games you can just play. You get to play them on the PlayStation 4, which you have. Like let's say WrestleMania 20. You want to play that game, but you don't have it. If you have PlayStation Now, you can play it. Library games. So Spider-Man PS4 has been finally added to PlayStation Now also. Now here's the thing. PlayStation Now is also available on the PC. So that's why I don't have a PlayStation 4, because a lot of those games I can play on the PC with the PS Now subscription. Like Uncharted, The Last of Us, all of those games like that. I can just play them there, and that's it. Now that Spider-Man PS4 is on there, now I can play it again on the PC. And what I've noticed, anytime I Twitch stream any PlayStation 4 game on my PC, my Twitch streams numbers go up. And people just asking me all kind of questions like, how are you doing this? What magic, what sorcery is this? Because they don't understand what I'm doing. How are you hacking? I'm like, I'm not hacking. It's all I did is just using the service. So people just all these crazy ass questions. I know I'm going to make a lot of money just doing that shit. So I'm just going to just play Spider-Man 4, even though I played this, not Spider-Man 4, PS4. But I'm going to play it because, I know the numbers are going to be there. So that's all I had to say about the video game section. We can move on past that. So can we move into the meat of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay. Like I said, we don't have any box office numbers because there are no box office numbers. I don't want to do the Fandango streaming bullshit. I got bored even saying that shit. So we're going to move on to the actual meat of the podcast, because it's Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about the comic books. And we're going to talk about one comic? Not really one comic.
A saga.
Okay, a good word. We're going to talk about a saga. The saga we're talking about. And here's the funny thing about it. Okay, so everybody... Like Eli, we're in April now, right? This coronavirus thing hit us really hard, let's say in March. But had it not happened, we would actually be reviewing New Mutants right now, the movie.
That's right. Yeah, it would have came out.
It would have came out by now because it was right there. Matter of fact, I don't even have a date on. It would have probably been out like 2 weeks ago or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It would have came out. We would have reviewed it, say what we thought about it, and then that's it. But since it hadn't happened, the movie is just there. It's supposed to come out 2 years ago. The movie just has bad luck. I don't know what it is. It's cursed.
Yeah.
So we decided to take it a step further and decided to review the book that it may or may not be adapted from. We don't know because we haven't seen the movie. But the book we're reviewing today is Demon Bear. I know it sounds weird. So it's New Mutants Demon Bear. And they fight a demon bear. That's pretty much the book. So pretty much how this book starts off. Eli, I'm trying to do this best I can. Okay, so let's talk about who are the New Mutants. Who are they? Okay, so the New Mutants are because the X-Men were in the Xavier School of Gifted Youngsters, but of course the X-Men no longer were teenagers. They grew out of that role. They became adults. So more kids. So they decided to recruit. Xavier decided to recruit more kids into the school, to keep the school going. And that's where the New Mutants came in. The New Mutants were basically supposed to be the future X-Men. He was going to train them. Now, who are the members? Well, I'm just going to go by. There's a shit ton of members, but we're going to talk about the members in this book particularly. We have Sam Guthrie, who is Cannonball. His power is he can blast off in this as far as he wants to, and when he blasts off, he's nigh invulnerable. What's it called? Roberto DaCosta. Did I say it right? Or DaCosta?
Yeah.
Roberto
Berto.
DaCosta. Yeah. Bobby, Berto, whatever you want to call him. Sunspot. He gets his powers from the sun, kind of like Superman. But when he's in the shade or at night, something like that, he gets weaker. So that's his thing. Who else we got? Rain Sinclair. Now, I've always called her Ron. For some reason, I always spell Ron. But when I watched the New Mutants trailer, they call her Rain. So I'm going to call her Rain. Rain Sinclair is Scottish. She can turn into a werewolf. Wolfsbane. That's her thing. She's a werewolf girl. Okay. Ileana Rasputin. Colossus' sister, Petor Rasputin. That's
Magic.
That's Magic. That's her name. She has magic powers. She was actually raised in a hell dimension. So she has hell magic demon powers and shit like that.
Yeah, so, Limbo or whatever.
Limbo, whatever you want to call it. That's her thing. Magma, yeah. She has lava powers, so that's a thing.
And her I think her dad is an old Roman gladiator or Roman something. It's been a while, but she's like from the old Roman times or some shit. Weird. It's weird.
I see why she didn't make it. Okay. And last but not least,
and she's a bad guy. I think she ends up becoming, so spoilers, but she ends up becoming evil after a while.
Oh, does she like Dark Phoenix or some shit? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, whatever. And last but not least, Eli, I'll let you do the honors.
Oh, really? Because I'm the token engine.
we got to keep it fun. We have to diversify.
Okay. Yes, Danielle Moonstar, aka Mirage, but everyone just calls her Danny Moonstar, Danny. I've always just called her Danny because that's what everybody in the comics just calls her, Danny. So Danny Moonstar.
Okay.
Her power.
Yeah, her powers.
Well, she's native. She has the power to like make your fears come to life, like project your fear, your greatest fear, manifest it into reality. So.
And later on, she becomes a full-blown reality warper, and she becomes a Valkyrie, and all kind of other weird shit.
She ends up later on. She can shoot like psychic arrows. Why they're arrows, I don't know. They're psychic. You can come up with any other fucking weapon you want, but it's an arrow.
Not a gun. An
arrow. Not a gun or whatever. it's a arrow. And she becomes like the leader of the New Mutants. And she becomes a Valkyrie. She does all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah, and she's actually pretty much like the main star of this particular saga.
Yeah, she's the focus of this saga. Yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, like the narration when they're doing like the captioning like that, it's pretty much her narrating the entire story. So, so I guess we can start off with this bad boy. Before we get into it, we got to do because there's a little prologue. Now, the Demon Bear saga starts from issue 18 to 20. However, they were planting seeds about this story ever since New Mutant 1 when the book first started.
Yeah. Now, when they first started, Danny was kind of new. Like at first, it was mostly about Karma. Like Karma was like the first leader, and they kind of dealt like the first, couple years they were dealing with Karma's dad and her brother. They were like criminals and shit. And then they were fighting like the Hellfire Club and some arcs. And I read this a couple of years ago. Shadow King. It was that arc with the Shadow King, Amal Farouk, when he battled Professor X. Because I was watching Legion at the time,
right?
And that's the focus of Legion. So I was like, well, shit, I want to go. Because I was watching Legion, I went back and read some of those New Mutants with the Shadow King, where he possesses Karma and all that. So, that was like 1 to what is this 18? So that's what was going on. But yes, they were that whole time. Danny was always mentioning this demon bear, this bear that killed her parents.
Right, and that's the thing. Like she's always been haunted by this bear.
Yeah.
Even leading up to the story, like there's just always like scenes that would come up. Like for one instance, there was she was asleep and she had this dream or this nightmare that she was attacked by some kind of like weird shadow demon. She pulled out her knife, stabbed the shadow demon. The shadow demon, just shrugged it off. Still attacked her. She was able to pull out the shadow demon's mask, and it was a bear, a big demon bear. She was like, "What the hell?" Then she woke up. The New Mutants walked in. Professor X walked in. They took a temperature. She was like, "Okay, nothing's wrong. Everything seemed to be okay. You just had a bad dream. It was a nightmare. That's okay. This bear that you keep talking about, it's not real. It's just a figment of your imagination." So they leave out the room, and Danny pulls out her knife that she stabbed the bear with in her dream, and the knife has blood on it. She's like, "If I made this shit up, why does my knife have blood on it?"
Yeah.
Dun, 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 so we cut on to the actual story of it. The story starts off weird. Professor X gets shot by the army, some shit like that. Doesn't matter. That's another story.
Like this first, like they kind of established like other arcs going on. The shit with the
Warlock.
Rachel Summers. Yes, it's like the arrival.
So it was Rachel Summers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like the only that she doesn't even show up for the rest of the story. They're just establishing other plots going on in other books. And of course, this is the arrival of Warlock. So they're establishing Warlock, but he has nothing to do with this story either. He's just
right. That's probably like the next arc coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, he just came to Earth.
Yeah. So basically, to get into this story, not the other bullshit that's surrounding it, the New Mutants are in the danger room, training. Just just doing what they do. Once they're done, then Danny goes in the danger room by herself. She's also training. And for the last week, she's been doing the same training simulation every single time, fighting bears. That's what she does. They're like, why are you fighting bears all the time? Because a bear might come kill me one time. So they know she's like really afraid of bears. But the thing is, she's just making this shit up. She's just freaking out for no damn reason.
And she's always she wants to train by herself because she knows her psychic powers will not work on robots.
Right.
Because that's what they're training. They're, the danger room, they train with, robots and shit.
Right. So, and that's why she has her bow and arrow, because the bow and arrow is her grandfather's bow and arrow.
Yeah.
So she wants to get really good at the bow and arrow because they run into a situation where her mutant powers don't work. If she trains herself in the bow and arrow, she can still be useful, in the field. So
that's also establishing her, beginning her training, because she does become a formidable fighter, later on in the series. Yeah.
So that's the thing. So she's training all the time. She talks to Ileana. Now, the thing is about Ileana is that she doesn't really like Ileana. Nobody in the group likes Ileana. The reason Danny doesn't like her is because, like I said, since Ileana grew up in this hell dimension, she can feel the evil on her.
Yeah.
Like something just isn't right about her. I can feel it. Like the same evil that I feel from that demon bear in my dream, I feel from her. So I'm trying to keep my distance from her as much as possible. But at the same time, Danny knows that demon bear is out there. She don't know when it's coming. She don't know when it's going to attack her. But she's like, look, I'm just going to just go for it and just find it myself. So she grabs, she puts on war paint. She grabs her grandfather's bow and arrow. And she goes out to the middle of the woods. She's just like, bear, come for me. I'm right here. What are you waiting for? And the demon bear shows up and starts attacking the shit out of her. It's like a brutal fight. She slaps the bow out of her hand.
And this bear is fucking huge. It's like a kaiju bear.
Yeah, it's not like a regular bear. This is like a fucking huge bear, huge ass claws, stomping through the woods. Danny does manage to kill the bear by even though slapped the bow and arrow out of his hand. She has the arrow still in her hand where she's able to shove it through, the bear's throat. And the bear falls down. She's like, oh, I did it. I took the bear out. That's it. And then once that ends, then Rain, starts screaming in the middle of the night, like, oh no, something happened to Danny. They're like, wait, what do you mean something happened to Danny? Danny's gone. We need to go find her. She's in the woods somewhere. Like, how do you know that? We have some kind of psychic rapport. Now, Eli, I have to bring this to your attention. Now, there's a lot of controversy going on right now, with the New Mutants movie about, Danny Moonstar and Rain Sinclair are supposed to be lesbian lovers in that movie.
Oh, you want to get into that now? Because I got that saved for later.
Let's do it now.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is going to play a part later on in the story later on. So let's just jump into that now.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in the movie, they're saying that they're lesbian lovers. However, Eli, I do feel like in this story, the subtext is there. I feel like it is there. It's not blatant, not in your face, but I feel like it's there if you want to look for it.
I guess we can plant. It's the seeds they're planting, but right now in this story arc, Rain is like a kid. She's like, what, 12 or 13 right now? Mm-hmm. Her powers have just manifested. And that's like basically why she's in the New Mutants now, because she grew up in Scotland, very religious. Her power started manifesting. They thought she was a demon. They thought she was evil. They were very religious. They tried to burn her at the stake, try to have an exorcism on her and, basically cast her aside. That's how Xavier found her, took her in. So I always thought Rain was a very interesting character because she's such a little kid and she has just these innocent ideals. She just wants belonging. She's the one she's like the glue of this crew. She keeps them together. She just wants to be accepted, wants everybody to be a part, to be a family. She just longs for acceptance and longs for a family. And she finds it with these group of kids. And that's fine. And I like that because it's just innocent. When you tackle on romance.
When you sexualize it.
Then there's a hidden motivation for it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I like the fact that her character is just she is so young and naive and just idealistic, and she just longs for acceptance. And I like that part of her. Mm-hmm. So when you tackle on, she's got this romantic, attraction to somebody, then it's like it kind of taints that in a way,
I see
that's my thing.
I mean, because
you know.
it's like a difference between love and love. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Karma's gay. Karma's gay. So
okay.
they could have just, you know what I mean? They, you know,
like no subtext, just like yeah, she's just out there.
Yeah, they you know, Karma's gay. You could have saved the gay character for the gay character instead of cramming how many minorities into one character like they're doing with Danny. Now Danny's gay,
right? With the two
and a woman and
like
native.
I'm just saying. Reason I'm just saying the subtext might be that if you want to look for it, because it does seem like Rain is more attached to Danny than anybody else in the group. Because, like I said, when Rain, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Well, yeah. Rain's like the little sister, and Danny is. She becomes like the leader, so she is like the bigger sister or the auntie or whatever, you know, of the group. So I don't know. I didn't see the movie, so I don't know how that's going to end up. But when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, really? Okay, you're kind of taking away, you know, from a character, because I always thought Rain was an interesting character. Right. You know, that's just me. I know a lot of people think she's stupid. She's a little kid. She's a little dumb kid. I'm like, no, the fact that she's a kid makes her interesting. And she's got this sort of self-loathing quality about herself because she's very religious. And she thought she was a demon and evil and all that stuff because of her powers. And so she had that was just always an interesting conflict within her for this little kid. Like I said, she's only like 12 or 13 here. So.
Right. So let's keep going.
Before Danny gets mauled by the bear,
we just pulled it.
Well, you just said that they would come out to go get her.
Yeah, but I didn't say what happened. But anyway, she got mauled by the bear.
But yeah, she got mauled by the bear. But before she did, she projected went into the bear's mind to see what the bear feared the most, and it turned out to be the bear feared Danny. Yeah. So, and then she thinks she kills the bear. She thinks that the bear is dead, but then it comes back and mauls the shit out of her.
Right. You know? I was thinking. Okay, I didn't think about it that way. What I was thinking is that she imagined the whole thing, like she thought she killed the bear, but really the bear killed her. Well, mauled her.
Well, like it was a definite like a bluff. Like the bear was pretending to be dead, and then came back and. Yeah, beat the shit out. Like
that makes more
really.
Sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Okay, we just didn't see what happened after that. That makes more sense to me. Okay, so anyway, they find Danny fucked up. You know, she's been mauled by a bear, so of course she's gonna be fucked up, but still alive, barely. They take her to the hospital, and they pretty much call out everything that's going on with Danny. And that's how you know she's really fucked up. They said she got a compound fracture in her leg, which means a compound fracture means the bone is sticking out of your body. They don't show it, but they say it. You know,
broken spine. She's not going to walk again. Lacerated to shreds.
Concussion.
She's barely alive.
Yeah, chest caved in. Okay, she's hanging on barely. They said they don't even have enough packs. She's bleeding out. They don't have enough blood packs to keep her going, but they're trying to do the best thing they can to keep her going. The mutants are all there. And while they're there,
also this is taking place during a blizzard, like a really wicked blizzard. So they're kind of stranded. There's no cops coming. There's no fire department. It's roads are being closed. Like the X-Men ain't showing up. So they're all kind of stranded. Not there.
Right.
Yeah. It's just the kids in the waiting room. Danny's in the operating room. And they're kind of stranded at this hospital during this really bad blizzard. So it's kind of like The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. They're kind of like stuck in this one, siege.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like we're talking about siege. We're talking about the Alamo, things like that. But at the heart of it, Chris Claremont he's writing a horror comic. He's setting up all the tropes right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes this book a classic, because the thing is, Chris Claremont is always this awesome ass writer, but now he's playing with different genres within the comic book industry within the comic book storyline that he's already writing. Like during the time in a mainstream comic, nobody was doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, this was like the Swamp Thing. When I was rereading this, I was totally getting the Swamp Thing vibes from this.
Right, and Swamp Thing was like a hard comic. And the thing is, like with DC does kind of play, even though they have Superman and Batman, they're more willing to play around with different genres. With Constantine and Swamp Things like that. Marvel isn't as as free as them. Marvel pretty much stick to what they know. They know superhero comics. They give you superhero comics. That's what they do. and this is a superhero comic, but at the same time, they're playing around with the genre. We're gonna take all the horror tropes that you know, and we're gonna put in this book. This is a Freddy Krueger book, basically.
Yeah. The Thing. Yeah,
the Thing.
They're trapped. They're trapped in the winter. It's a total Thing vibe. They're trapped in one area, and there's a demon spirit infecting everybody's nightmares, basically.
Right. So that's what they're doing, and they set it up there in this hospital. It's closed off from everybody. No Professor X, no X-Men, nothing. They're just there by themselves. They get questioned or interrogated by this officer named Tom Corsi. Now, Tom Corsi plays a part in this book later on. He asks him, so what happened to Danny? Yeah, she got mauled by a bear. Like, what? How the fuck she get mauled by a bear? We're in New York. There are no bears here. Like, well, that's what happened. So Roberto was pissed. Sunspot is pissed. He like, why are we stuck here? Why are we not out there looking for this damn bear or whatever the hell that Danny was talking about? You were like, and Cannonball's like, we don't have to go look for the bear. The bear's gonna come here. Like, how you know that? Well, first off, we know that Danny has been training for a whole week fighting nothing but bears. So obviously all this stuff, nightmares that she's been saying she's having and all about dreaming the bear, obviously this bear is real. And since she's still alive, that eventually that bear is going to come here and finish the job. So we don't have to go looking for it. It will come looking for us. All we just got to just stay here and just hold the fort. And then, Rain's talking about, so how are we going to fight a magic bear? We can't do that. None of us have magic powers. Ileana's like, I do. I have magic powers. Bear comes, I'll be ready. We'll be ready. Even if we can't kill the bear, we can at least hold the bear off to the morning until Professor X or the X-Men can get here. But we can't let this bear get loose because we don't know what kind of damage it can do when it's done. We
got to survive the night. You have now entered
that's
the
another
world.
horror trope, right?
You've entered the world of survival horror.
So they know the bear's coming. They don't know where it's coming. They don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. Meanwhile, Tom Corsi is having a conversation with Sharon Freelander. I might be fucking her name or whatever like that. That's the nurse in there. He's asking her what's the condition of Danny right now. She's like, it's not looking good. But the longer she hangs on, the better chance she has. And Tom's like, so does it work for me too? She's like, what do you mean? What are you doing after this? After the graveyard shift? What if I have a man, Tom? What did you think about that? You're like, well,
he's being a total creep.
Right. Hey, that's okay. If you learn nothing else from this podcast, remember this advice right here. Shooters shoot they shot. Tom Corsi doesn't care. He sees Freelander, doesn't care if she's married, doesn't care if she has a boyfriend. He is going to shoot his shot. He's going for her. So, but that is the number one horror rule mistake you don't make in a horror movie. Because when you go after the girl in a horror movie, that means you're going to be the next victim. Yep. Because while Tom Corsi and Sharon Freelander are doing this flirtation thing right here, Demon Bear pops out of nowhere and grabs both of them.
Yeah. Before that happens, they're talking. They're like, the kids are talking like, hey, we got to figure out how to fight this thing. It's like, hey, Rain, since you and Danny are so close, why don't you mind meld with Danny, try to psychically talk to her and find out what's up? Because right now, Danny's in a coma. She's in surgery. Doctors are working on her. So Rain goes into Danny's mind and says, hey, yo, Danny, what's happening? And she's like, oh, this is that demon bear that killed my parents. And now it's after me. It wants to kill me and all that shit. But she's starting to wake up from consciousness. So the psychic connection gets broken.
But the reason it gets broken is because since Danny is waking up, her body is so fucked up, she's about to go into shock. So the doctors put her under for a reason.
Yeah, they put her back under anesthesia. They up the anesthesia so she goes back to sleep, so she doesn't wake up and go into shock and die because her body's in so much pain and shit. So Rain doesn't get the full story, but tells the rest of the kids, it's this demon bear that's coming. So.
Yeah. So when she found out that the demon bear's there, Ileana's just like, okay, since there is some crazy magic demon bear coming to kill everybody, I'm going to put a magic spell over the operating room.
Yep.
And hopefully it'll stop the demon bear. And Roberto was just like, you think that'll work? And as soon as they say that, they hear a roar of a bear. They're like, well, I guess we're about to find out. The bear attacks them. They're able to hold the bear off long enough. The bear disappears. When the bear disappears, all of a sudden the lights in the another horror trope, the lights in the hospital completely go out. That's when the generator kicks in. So the generator kicks in and the power comes back on.
Yeah.
And then
so the bear can teleport, and it's teleporting all over the hospital. And
right.
they're kind of chasing it and shit.
Like Jason does. Obviously, Jason does the same thing.
Yeah.
You look around, you see him walking behind you, turn around, he's right in front of you. Yeah, horror trope. That's what it is. So the doctor in the operating room is just like, okay, the generators kicked in, something kicked off the lights. Well, let's make a phone call, see exactly what's going on. They can't make a phone call. Now the horror movie trope. Reason they can't make a phone call is like, okay, well maybe the winds have disconnected the phone lines, stuff like that. Because it's such a blizzard out there. Nope, the telephone poles have been completely knocked over.
Yeah.
Why? That's what the demon bear just did. He cut the phone lines. Another horror movie trope. So everything you're thinking is gonna happen in a horror movie happens right there. So the phone lines really cut off. They're cut off from the outside world. They can't make a phone call in. Nobody knows they're there. That's it. They're just stuck there. Meanwhile, and then another horror movie trope. Roberto says, "You know what we need to do? Let's split up." So some of them stay with Danny to make sure the demon bear doesn't come for her, while the other ones check on the generator because they know that if the generator kicks in, the demon bear is obviously going to go for the generator to knock it out, so they'll have no power whatsoever. While they go for the generator,
and the generator's in the basement.
Right. Really fucked up. So Ileana makes another casting spell over the generating room, but she like, look, I'm not as strong. It's not gonna be as strong as it was in the operating room because my power has limits on what it is right now. But while she's doing that, she can feel the demon bear attacking the operating room again because it's her soul power. So anytime the demon bear slashes at it, she can feel it. So they go back up. They fight the demon bear off, and all together they can hold the demon bear back. But then the demon bear just eyes start swirling, shit like that. We're like, okay, something's about to happen. What's about to happen? And then they go from the hospital in that blizzard to the demon bear's world.
Yep.
Yeah. So the demon, and this is where this shit gets really weird. This is where like conceptual. They went from a horror movie to completely something else we're about to go to now. So
would you like me to take over?
I feel like you should, Eli. I feel like it'd be insensitive for me to talk about this going forward.
Well, yeah, because it does get weird. I've read this multiple times.
I mean, I get the story. And I get where they were going with it. I
still barely grasp what's happening.
I grasp everything that's happening, but I just feel like I'm not the right person to talk about this. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
Can I talk about it? Let me talk about it. I'll try. If I go too far, say something sensitive, bring me back.
All right.
Okay. So the demon bear brings him to his dimension. Now, his dimension is weird because his dimension, like they were in a blizzard, in a snowstorm, that's it. But the demon bear's dimension is completely peaceful. It's basically America before colonization.
That's right.
That's where,
That's what I put on my notes. Good job.
Stay with me. Stay with me. That's what I'm saying. So this is America before colonization. Now, but the thing is that there's a little marker in the panel of the first page that shows like little black spots all over the map. And there's a note saying that the more black spots that are in this map, the stronger the demon bear becomes. Because basically this land right now is pure. This land is perfect. But the demon bear is a plague or an abomination.
It's a dark spirit.
It's a dark spirit, exactly.
It's possessing people and
corruption.
Turning everybody, the inhabitants of the world, into these native demon zombie things.
Right. So that's what he's doing. So the demon bear has taken the New Mutants to his dimension. Not only that, but since he can't get into the operating room, he took the entire spear that Magic put the operating room with him. And not only that, Tom Corsi and Sheriff Freelander, he brought them with him too. So he didn't kill them. They're there with him. And he stabs them, but he doesn't stab them physically. He stabs their soul and turn them into Native American zombies.
Yeah, like these demon zombie spirit things. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they're now his foot soldiers, and they're fighting the New Mutants. These zombies are fighting the New Mutants right now. Magic tries to join in to help fight them, but when she concentrates on fighting the native zombies, she loses her concentration, and it makes the spirit bubble that she has protecting Danny weaker, and the demon bear starts slashing in, and it makes him get in it. So she can't join the fight. She has to stay where she's at right now. Meanwhile,
And that shit totally reminds me of like Evil Dead or like Phantasm, like the spirit trying to break itself into our world.
Yeah.
How he's slashing. Yeah, that's some cool visuals, I thought.
Yeah. And we got what's this guy's name? Bill Skivich?
Sikowitz?
No, that's not his name.
Or
Skivich.
Sikowitz?
No, that's not it. I just went on an interview for him to learn his name and forgot it just that quick. But it's not Sinkowicz. I've always called him that, but it's not that. It's Skivich. I'm butchering his name.
Sinkevich.
Okay, look, this guy's art is awesome. That's all I'm gonna say.
We're just gonna call him Bill. We'll just call him Bill.
Bill art is awesome in this book. It's like visual, you know.
Yeah.
It's like slightly real world feeling, but not so real world that it feels like photorealistic. It feels like it's 1 foot realistic and 1 foot not realistic.
Yeah, I got a whole thing of notes on just his art.
Yeah.
So
we'll come back. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And I might Google his name by then also, But anyway, where we at? Okay, so demon Native American zombies are fighting the mutants right now. And the thing is, the longer the fight goes, the more the land that the demon bear inhabits, the darker it becomes, the blacker it becomes.
Yeah, because he's infecting everything. He's possessing the inhabitants of the Badlands, that world, that dimension that they're in. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, Sunspot gets his powers from the sun. So when he gets put into the dark spot of the land, he loses his powers. So he's out of the fight.
Yeah, and the more dark it gets, the more souls the demon bear inhabits, the more powerful he gets. So this demon bear is like Godzilla size now. It keeps growing.
Right.
It's huge. It's like skyscraper size now.
And then so Magic, Ileana tells Rain one more time, look, I need you to connect with Danny one more time to find out how the fuck do we fight this demon bear, because we know the secret of the one thing this demon bear is scared of is her. So Rain, you need to get in contact with her one more time and find out how to kill this bear. But Rain just realized that, look, I almost killed her last time making this conversation with her. If I do it again, she might die. She's gonna die anyway. And plus everybody else is gonna die. So if you don't do this, everybody's gonna die. But if you do this, she might die. So you have to weigh the decisions. How are you gonna play this? She's like, I don't want to make a decision, but you make a good point. So she makes contact with Danny one more time. Danny tells her what to do. Basically the way to kill the demon bear is with Ileana. Ileana has this soul sword, and she has magic powers to fight this magic demon bear. That's how you're going to kill it. So somehow Ileana has this magic armor. She don't know how to have. I'm pretty sure it gets explained.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So every time Magic gets hit, her arm, she's like gets up, her armor is exposed, and because she ends up getting this, she has this magic soul armor, and because hasn't realized her powers yet, this is the first mention of that. Like, hey, I got some kind of weird metal armor on my skin. Every time I get hit by something or take damage, it reveals itself. I got this soul armor. So
cool shit. So she takes her soul sword. First thing she does before she fights the demon bear, she fights because Magma gets possessed also. So she uses her soul sword, to exorcise the demon from Magma. Cannonball, who's in love with Magma, who never trusted Ileana to begin with, thinking Ileana is trying to kill her like she's possessed. So he fights Ileana. Magma like, you dumbass, what the fuck you doing? She just saved me. So stop doing that dumb shit.
Magma. Yeah, that's what we find out, that Ileana's soul sword actually exorcises the demons from people.
Right.
Because Magma's going around killing all these Indian zombies.
Right.
And then Magic finds out, hey, I can save these people. Don't kill them.
Right. So she stabs the native zombies also. But when she stabbed the native zombies, instead of turning back to Tom Corsi and Sharon Freelander, they're native. Let's not get into that right now. We're gonna get. I know you have notes on that. I know you have notes on that. So
we're not gonna get into that right now.
Not now. But we're gonna get into that. Okay.
Yeah, that's the elephant in the room.
Right. Because I know you have some shit to say about that. We're gonna keep going. Okay. So Magic takes out the native demon zombies, shit like that. Magma's free, so the only thing left is the demon bear. So she Cannonball, I know you just attacked me and tried to kill me a second ago. I need your help on this one. I need you to fly me up to the head of the demon bear. Cause like I said, he's Godzilla size. I need you to fly me up there. So Cannonball, who's nigh invulnerable, flies her up there, throws her at it, and Magic takes out a soul sword and fucking like Trunks and Dragon Ball Z slices the demon bear in fucking halves, split his skull and everything. But when she splits his skull, he transforms. He doesn't die. He transformed.
Before that happened, Rain actually talked to Danny, who said teamwork is the key to defeating the bear.
Which is what they did. They finally had to stop fighting each other. Because if you notice, Eli, when you read the book and you look at the panels, because it's interesting how they do this. All the New Mutants are usually in like one group together, but whenever they show Ileana, she's usually apart from the group.
Yeah.
Like it's like in every panel is like that. Like she's by herself. Like even when she's having a conversation with them, like they're over here and she's over here. So in order for them to kill this bear, they all have to work together. Ileana they basically have to trust her because they never liked her before because they sense evil in her. But like, if you want to kill this thing, you got to trust me.
But she learned like the reason why the demon bear feared Danny is because Danny knew the secret to killing it, which was family. Being together, that family bond, the bonds of being together is what can destroy it. So that the team starts working together. Magma's throwing fire, Sunspot's throwing his sun energy, kind of deflecting the bear and making diversions, and that's what. Let's Cannonball brings Magic up to the sky, and she cuts it in half. Voltron Roby style. Yeah.
That's what Voltron. That's what it was. Okay. I knew it was like some anime did that shit, but I can't remember what did it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the demon bear's been cut in half, but it doesn't die. It turns into two people.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that happens, they teleport back to the regular world, back in the hospital, and the doctor said they're able to save Danny. Danny is awake. But when they save Danny, they look at Tom Corsi and Sharon Freelander, and they're still Native American in the real world. They never changed back. Now, I'm going to let you take over for this part, Eli.
Okay, well, the demon bear, when Ileana cuts the demon bear in half, it turns into Danny's parents. Mm-hmm. And basically what happens is the demon spirit was after Danny for her power, but it feared her. So that's why it killed her parents and her grandfather and all that, and then transformed them into this demon bear, to weaken Danny and make her more afraid, so it could more easily destroy her.
Right.
So that's, I guess, kind of the purpose of that. But now.
I was gonna get to a little bit more, Eli, because I know the shit we were kind of avoiding later on, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it now. Like, why is it a bear to begin with?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I didn't want to say anything because I want to sound insensitive. So if I'm too insensitive, Eli, bring me back. Okay. So the reason it is a bear is because, like I said, Danny is Cheyenne.
Yeah.
And the bear, according to what the story was saying, is that the bear kind of like represents, strength and courage in her, in her tribe.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's a demon bear, the bear represents when colonization, when, the Native American lands got colonized, they got infected, they got, destroyed by the plague, they got corrupted. That's what the demon bear represents. It represents something pure and strength and courage that was turned into something ugly and something it wasn't meant to be to begin with because it got infected. And that's why it is a demon bear, because it's supposed to be something that was supposed to represent her, but was perverted. The image of it was perverted.
I could see that, yeah. And that's why it was when it was in the Badlands. The Badlands is this other dimension where it's the the American continents before colonization, and the demon bear is taking that over.
Right. And the more it takes over, the more the land itself starts dying. Yeah,
and then it wants to break into our world and do the same thing. And
right.
So yeah, I didn't even think about that, or why. I just thought what it reminded me of is an old story I heard, an old Native American tale about this giant bear that was attacking the tribes in Wyoming, and they had to band together and they went up on top of the mountain to try and get away from this bear, and they had to get the Thunderbird had to come and help them. But while they were on top of that mountain, the bear was trying to climb up it, and its claws were scraping the sides of the mountain. And that's how Devil's Tower was made. It was a giant bear, a giant Godzilla bear. So Devil's Tower in Wyoming, Close Encounters from a Third Kind, that mountain.
Oh, okay. It all comes together,
Yeah. So that's why it looks the way it was, because a giant bear's claws was scraping the sides of that cliff. So that's what I got at it when I read this, and it's about time they talked about a big giant monster bear.
Like it's just right there, like it's comics. You can do anything. Now, can we also talk about Tom Corsi and Sharon Freelander?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, because like I said, they were white before they went into the evil dimension. They came out of the evil dimension Native American, and they was asking like, why didn't they turn back to why aren't they white? It's because. And like I said, Danny's parents are alive. Danny's parents was the demon bear. Her mother and her father were demon bear. They said that they're chilling right now, telling them what happened. That, okay, when you exorcise the demon out of them, like when magic exorcised the demons out of them, that's what made them native. So I'm like, is Chris Claremont trying to say that? I don't even want to say it, Eli. I'm just
I don't know what to think of that.
I have a thought, Eli, but I'm not going to say it.
All I know, white folks turning into Indians, I think, I don't know if that's some sort of punishment or something.
I don't know, but you thinking it's punishment, but I'm thinking it's like that. I don't want to say it, Eli. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, because I'd rather be white. You know what I mean? I don't know what the purpose of that was, or what he was trying to do. Because, like, to me, making a white person a native would be kind of punishing them.
Right, but remember, he was.
Okay.
I'm just saying, because I'm thinking he's relating, colonization to the demon bear, to corruption, all that. So when they exorcised the demons and made them pure, he made them native. So the whiteness of Tom Corsi and Sharon Freelander was part of their corruption.
That sounds some major white guilt.
It does, because like I said, a white guy wrote this story. This is not me saying this. This is not Eli saying this. This is Chris a white guy saying this. Yeah. So that's why I'm trying to make sure I'm walking on eggshells when I say this stuff. They're thinking that I'm saying this or this one. I'm just it's if you read it, it's right there saying that yes, when he exorcised the demon out of them, he exorcised the whiteness out of them.
And white is evil. That sounds racist.
I didn't say it. I did not say it. I'm reading the story.
I don't know. From my perspective, that no, they couldn't handle being an Indian. They can't handle being native. This ain't no costume, yo.
But, Eli, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, so you're saying it from your point of view, but you just said if this is white guilt, of course, Chris Claremont is going to say it from his point of view.
Yeah, and I'm saying, because it's not meant for a native audience,
right?
It's not. We're not the demographic,
right? We're not the demographic. He's writing this for a white audience to feel bad. He's trying to make them feel white guilt also. You should feel bad about colonization. You should feel bad about poisoning the land. You should feel bad about killing off Native Americans. That's what Chris Claremont is saying, not me. Chris Claremont is saying it.
I guess I know. I'm just like, damn, that sucks for them. They're Indians now. It's going to be rough. You got a rough road ahead of y'all. Yeah, like I said, this ain't no costume.
Right. Chris Claremont like, this is a happy ending,
This ain't no sports jersey. If these motherfuckers get triggered by happy holidays instead of Christmas, Merry Christmas, they can't handle being a native. They ain't going to handle.
Like I said, chase me back. Chase me back.
As I said, I'd rather be white, man.
You remember, I've got to talk about that Lois Lane story where she became black for 24 hours. And then she told Superman, changed me the fuck back. I can't handle this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
that's what I took from the story. That's all I'm saying. That's all I took from the story. Now, maybe somebody else will see something different from it, but I've read this about 2 or 3 different times. I'm trying to see, am I overanalyzing this? Am I misinterpreting the story? But there's nothing I can see other than that, what he's saying.
And that would be an interesting conversation. Like, hey, dude, what the fuck were you trying to get at? What was the purpose of that?
Look, we can do this all day with Chris. I can break down like some shit he did with Storm all day long.
It's just one panel. It's like, oh yeah, so these people were possessed by the demon bear, and then they got their demons were exorcised, but now they're native now.
Right.
That's all they do. That's all they don't explain anything, and it's just one panel, and you're just like, what the fuck?
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Because he wants to just throw in one little panel that's open-ended, and like if you catch it, fine. But if you don't catch it, then I won't get in trouble. I can get this past editorial.
I don't think he was really thinking that much deep into it.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not okay. So you disagree with that? Okay, I'm fine with that.
Like, I don't think he really thought much. Oh yeah, and so they're native because whatever magic stuff.
I don't know, Eli. I think that's what he was trying to say in that story.
This never happens again. This is never addressed. Ever again. I mean, also because it's Native American, folklore or whatever you want to call it, mythology. It's pretty much erased from all pop culture as it is. So this is never get addressed again. But looking back, I was like, what the fuck?
So, like I said, demon bear can be interpreted several different ways. Like, what is a demon bear? Why is a demon bear? All these things like that. Let's keep on going, sir. Like I said, we're almost done with it. Finally, Professor X shows up after all this bullshit is done. Like I said, Danny Moonstar.
You're just talking to them in their minds and shit.
Oh yeah, he didn't even show up. He talks to their mind after the fact. Oh, and not only did he talk to them, he said, "Oh yeah, I've been minding you the whole time. I knew everything that was fucking going on." Like, why the fuck didn't you show up,
dick?
Right. All right. So, like I said, Danny wakes up from surgery. Leg broken, back broken, all stuff like that. But Storm shows up because this is the 80s where she has the mohawk. And when Storm has the mohawk, she is not only leader of the X-Men, she's also leader of the Morlocks. So she's able to bring on the Morlock called Healer. And Healer is on Krakoa right now. He's in the books and shit like that. He heals Danny, fixes her broken back, fixes the leg that's sticking out of leg, bone is sticking out of leg and shit like that. Storm tells her, okay, you're not going to be healed immediately. It is you gotta, work your way back to it. But when you work your way back, you will be able to do everything you did before. Walk, run, dance, what the fuck ever you were doing before. Professor X is having a briefing with the New Mutants. Like, okay, can y'all tell me what happened? Yeah, we fought a demon in another dimension. He turned some white dudes native. All this like this. Can you fix him? He was like, okay, let me call Doctor Strange. I can't handle this shit. And then, that's pretty much how the book ends.
Yeah.
So before we're gonna talk about the other bullshit books, Eli, but I want to break down what did you think about this now that you reread it and also because this is my first time reading this book ever. I've never even heard of Demon Bear before you start talking about it.
Okay. Well, rereading this, I first read this like back in college, and it was mostly out of obligation because I was looking for Native American comic book characters.
And this is a Native American book. I mean, not it's not written by Native American, but when you read this book, you feel like, okay, yeah, they're digging into some culture that they normally don't touch.
Yeah. So rereading it, I mean, I always thought Danny Moonstar was kind of corny, back then, but rereading it now, I can appreciate it a lot more for what it is. I mean, knowing about Danny, now that I've read more books about Danny and what she ends up becoming, how she's a leader, she's very assertive. She doesn't take crap from anyone. Even Professor X, she's very rebellious. And she becomes, at one point she becomes a Valkyrie. So knowing what she becomes, I can appreciate the story a lot more. And I enjoyed it more this time around than I have in the past. I like the horror elements. I think Bill
Sienkiewicz. Fuck.
Sienkiewicz? I don't know.
I think that's right. I think you just said it. Sienkiewicz.
Sienkiewicz? Okay.
That's his name. Yeah.
Well, his art, it really, especially back then, I was more into, and I was reading a lot of Image at the time and Spawn and all that shit. So I thought the art was a little too, highbrow for me. But now reading it now, I gotta more appreciate appreciation of it.
He had a style. He had a certain style he was going.
Yeah, because you can see that they are incorporating the horror elements into the story, and it really fits with what they were trying to do. I mean, this was his first New Mutants story that he ever drew, and because before this story arc, and if you read the New Mutants comics before this, it was all standard comic book fare.
Like that guy that did Iron Man in the 80s, he was the one doing it. So
yeah, but Bill, he wanted to experiment. He was into painting and abstract expressionism, and he wanted to bring that influence into the story. And even Chris Claremont says, "Hey, I got this weird story. It's just a 3-issue run. You want to try something out just to experiment?" And he's like, "Yeah, hell yeah. It's about demons and dreams and nightmares and other dimensions." So he let Bill just kind of run wild, and that's what we got. It's got this really abstract feel. I mean, most of the time, we're used as comic book readers, and art are just appreciators of art in general. We tend to gravitate to more literal art, where the image has to be, the drawing and art has to be an accurate portrayal of an image. But he was going for more emotion. And
think about the very first panel of his run, like the splash page. It's Danny Moonstar wrapped in covers, but the covers has an image of a bear on it.
Yeah, and it's in this checkered version. And when I rereading it this first time I read it, it's just a blanket and it looks weird. But now I'm liking, that looks like wampum, like beads, like Indian art, like beads, and wow, I don't know if that was intentional, but because it's broken up into those grids, and the blanket is like kind of like a quilt, but it's broken up into this square grid. It reminded me of beadwork or a wampum belt. Or something like that.
Now that you brought it up, let me ask you this, Eli. Do you think that Chris Claremont and Bill, do you think they did their homework on Native culture writing this book?
I would like to think they did, especially because you don't pull Cheyenne out of your ass, especially in pop culture. There's like 2 tribes that exist, or 3: Navajo, Cherokee, and Sioux. Right. So so the fact that they call her Cheyenne, and that's kind of a a less knowledgeable tribe. Now it's a stripper name now, but
and a car,
and a car. But I don't know. I mean, some of the stuff it is kind of stereotypical at times. Like I said, the arrows, all that stuff. She's still wearing feathers and all that shit, and
war paint,
and war paint, and but I'm not going to fault them for that. At least they are recognizing. Looking back, they are recognizing the culture, the Native American, aspect of the story. And a lot of natives that I know love Danny Moonstar, so I'm not going to take, I don't mean, I know I tend to shit on her a lot, but I don't mean to, because I know she's probably the reason a lot of natives like comic books,
Yeah.
And, I shit on Spirit from G.I. Joe, and it turns out they motherfuckers like him. I shit on Turok. And my brother
was a badass, man. Come on.
Yeah, I can complain all night about why Turok sucks, but some natives like him, So it's like I can't be. I'm not the voice of all natives here, Especially since I was barely a fan of her, anyways. So, but I like I said, going back to the art. I can tell that Bill was really trying to experiment, and he wanted to do something different. And he even said that he was mostly doing covers. I mean, he was doing, I think, Moon Knight before this.
Yeah, he was doing Moon Knight before this book. Yeah,
and he really wanted to experiment and get away from just the normal comic book art.
Traditional superhero. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why Chris Claremont's like, hey, I got this short story. It's about demons and alternate realities and shit, and nightmares and dreams, escapes, and do what you want. And he did what he wanted. And after this story arc, they're like, dude, let's keep doing it. So he stayed on this run for a long ass time.
Right.
Until I think fucking Liefeld or whoever took it over eventually, brought in Deadpool and all that shit,
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, I like the art is very subjective. It's very left up to interpretation. It's not totally accurate portrayals of characters or even anything. I mean, the bear a lot of the panels with the bear, it looks like a little kid kind of scribbled it. You know, that just adds
it looks
to
like something out of your imagination. Yeah,
but it's more emotional. It's more about the feel. It's not about accuracy and portraying the image right and correctly. It's about the feeling you get. This monstrous thing coming at you. It's about the feeling and emotion. You know, and the use of colors, you know, how he uses lines to convey movement and action, and how the colors, like red, you feel that rage or anger with the red panels, and blue is more calm and soothing and comforting. And so, yeah, I mean, the art, looking back now, I'm like, wow, this was way ahead of its time, you know?
Yeah, so, and that's the thing. Like, I guess we can go to the next part of this. We're not going to talk long about that other shit. We're not. But I do want to contrast it compared to what we have now. Now, the thing is, we just talked about Demon Bear, right? There was a sequel.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you think it would be, because it's a sequel of a story that never should have been made to begin with. They actually did 2 sequels.
Yeah.
Another one, Danny Moonstar.
We're talking about old school sequels. I think today kids are used to like Marvel sequels.
Yeah.
Where no, they got a cheaper budget, whole different people working on it.
It was a cash grab. They got a property. Let's just do it again. You just make money off of it.
They wouldn't pay the original actors to come back.
Will Smith didn't sign up for the sequel. You know, all this shit. So there was a sequel, and it was pretty much almost the same story, except the Demon Bear was in the city attacking the shit like Godzilla. Danny and some other chick gets eaten. It was a bad story. It was terrible. I barely remember anything that happened in it.
That sucked.
But let's talk about the story after that.
Okay, yeah. Okay. The X-Force?
Yeah, X-Force. Because, like I said, this story was about Danny Moonstar. Meanwhile, there's another native in X-Men books also, and that was James Proudstar. Your boy, Warpath.
Again, not my boy. I hate it. I was never a Warpath fan either. Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, he fights the Demon Bear also, but not the same Demon Bear. It's a different type of Demon Bear. He doesn't know how to fight the Demon Bear. Demon Bear kicks shit out of him, so he gets help from Ghost Rider, who teaches him how to unlock his power and fight the Demon Bear. So, yeah, it's. I know you like
that story is actually the prelude to Necrotia.
I don't know what that is. You keep saying it, but I don't know what that is.
That is where the zombie Eli Bard comes back and resurrects all the dead mutants on Genosha.
Oh, cool.
And it's basically a zombie book with, you know, mutants. And but Warpath like goes back and meets was it John?
Yeah, it was John. Yeah, because he kept talking about his brother. Even Wolverine said something earlier, like, "Say hi to your brother, jump for me."
That's actually kind of cool. I actually got that back. That was one of the first, because I was trying to get my kid into comics. That was back when Iron Man 2 and shit had just come out, and my kid was all into Iron Man, and I was trying to get my kid into comics. Mm-hmm. And I remember going to the comic store, and I saw, oh, holy shit, Ghost Rider and Warpath in a comic. I'll check this out.
Fighting a bear?
You know, but yeah, the Necrotia, it's another horror book. I like the art. It's been a while since I read it. I was looking for it on Comixology. I didn't see it, but I got like some of the issues and maybe one of the trades somewhere. So
yeah, I don't know. After reading Demon Bear and then reading the sequels, it just wasn't as good. I was expecting more meat to it. Like I said, and it's the same thing we did with the last book last week when we did the other X-Men book. We had Chris Claremont writing this story, this political drama, this redemption arc, thing like that. And then the moment he left the book, it turns to some old regular X-Men bullshit with a bunch of people just popping up and fight. That's what this was. It was pretty to look at, but it was frivolous. It was nothing, no meat on the bone. It's the same thing with the story. We had 3 issues of Chris Claremont writing this genre-bending story that doesn't get told. And then once it ends, fight. Ghost Rider fights whatever, Warpath fight whatever. It's just jarring, man. Its tone is, it's, I don't know what to say. It just didn't fit with me. It left a bad taste in my mouth reading this.
Yeah, it was
maybe
just
if I read it by myself, would have liked it.
Yeah, I think the Demon Bear was just a reference into, sort of introducing that horror element that Necrotia ended up becoming. And we'll kill two birds with one stone. We got Warpath, and let's throw a famous native comic that we did called Demon Bear. And
so basically every native superhero has to fight a demon bear.
Yep.
Hey,
Red Wolf
Forge,
coming.
Want to fight a bear?
Yeah. We'll have the Werewolf by Night be doing that shit too.
Oh shit! So yeah, that's all we're gonna say. Like I said, Demon Bear. Now, Eli, we do have to say this. Like, we've just read the story. We know the story is supposed to be an adaptation into the movie. Reading this, the movie's gonna suck, right?
Well, it's PG-13, yeah, and I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I want to like it. I don't know if I will.
I'm just saying, like, we just talked about like the themes of this book. For a fact that a Hollywood studio production is not gonna touch this shit and not go anywhere near it. And that's kind of like the whole point of the reason they even fighting a bear to begin with. Because like I said, maybe they didn't do their homework on Native American culture, but I feel like they did a little bit, dabble into it, and that's why they're fighting a demon bear. Meanwhile, they're doing this Hollywood production. They're just like, oh, just have them fight a bear. There's a bear in the comic. Just do it. Fuck it. We don't know why.
Well, I don't know. I did see that interview with Bill where he was like, oh, he says it's good. He's seen parts of it, and
of course you're gonna say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's so much shit going on. I got into an argument with some dude on the Geek Saz page over, again, Blue Hunt, the actress, playing Danny.
Now, I thought you said she had a paperwork.
I guess that's what I thought, but I guess people still don't believe it. People, I guess, it's still controversial. Some natives are like stoked to see it. Some natives are like, no, she's not native, and blah 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 blah, and all that shit.
Okay, so what is she said?
She says she is. She says she was adopted. Her grandmother was adopted outside of the tribe, so that's why she grew up in LA, kind of, and not familiar with her culture or where she came from. Mm-hmm. But she is trying to reconnect. Of course, that's being disputed. We don't know. I'd like to think that she's telling the truth, and I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Because.
The thing is, she's going to take Native American roles. You think that she would, be Native American,
Yeah. Well, I think it was something she just put on her resume,
Right.
But I guess she
racially ambiguous. I can play anything.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is a very touchy subject in the Native community. The pretendians, people claiming to be Native when they're not, and and it would be nice. Yeah, we'd all like to think that she is. I'd like to give her the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully she is. But people are disputing it. A lot of natives are disputing it. And I got into an argument on the Geek Saz page with this dude who was like so adamant that she's not. And
right.
I'm like, well, what if she is? And everyone's just being an asshole.
Right.
It's like she's not, I'm sure she's aware of all the backlash that this has gotten, so I don't think she's going to be coming around tooting her horn and saying, hey, look at me, I'm Native, when she knows everyone's giving her shit about it now. Right. So maybe that's why she hasn't came out and brought out her paperwork. And again, this whole thing of paperwork, that makes us sound like cops, man.
Right.
Yeah, we're acting like a bunch of fucking cops, man. We got to prove ourselves. We got to prove our heritage by, some American government document.
Right.
Where are we, dogs? Like, what the fuck? We got to prove our breed and shit. So yeah, it's like I said, it's a touchy subject, and it's like I said, this was just a few weeks ago. This was very recently where I got into it with this guy, and like, okay, well, we have reached an impasse.
Arguing with a movie we don't know if we'll ever even see. So
yeah. So
I don't know, but I'm just saying, after reading this, I don't see how Hollywood can even adapt something like that. That's why because there's a lot of things that's going to get left on the table. A lot of things they're not going to touch. They're going to, why is he a demon? Why is he going to take them to his own dimension where it's pure before colonization? None of that stuff's going to be touched.
What I would have liked to have seen, natives behind the story, native take this and give it their spin the way Black Panther was given to African Americans, and they put their total stamp on it and made it pretty much, that's a black movie. Even though that was created by those characters were created by white guys, that's a black movie, and it's got their perspective, their point of view is all over that movie. And that would have been, I'd like to see that with this, if like I said, what if the New Mutants movie opened up with a shot of the fucking giant bear, clawing up Devil's Tower?
Right.
That was the intro.
And it would be something that, the Native American artists would get like, oh shit, they went there? Like, yeah, they're going there.
Yeah, like that would have been so fucking cool. Like what's the origin? Like let's get to the indigenous origins of these stories, of these characters and stuff. And I don't think they're probably going to dig that deep,
They're not. It's a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
Get in, get out, So
yeah.
I think we talked long enough about this. This awesome story. We're gonna keep going from it. Yeah, like I said, we don't know when comics are gonna be back in business or if they will. Until then, we're just gonna keep doing this. This is our new format for going. This is the normal for us. Quarantine is hitting everybody. We just gotta adjust and just roll with the punches. So next week we're gonna have something else also. I won't tell you what we're gonna do. Because I might change it up and decide to do something different. If you listen this long, definitely check out our other podcasts. We have so many new podcasts. Gomer, what the fuck? So, we got This Geeks and Comics. We have Comic Cast. We have Instruments of Destruction. We have OK Boomer. What is that? I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a real podcast.
Okay.
Two old dudes just talking about old comics. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know who's on it. I gotta go back and listen to it. I was just like, what the fuck is on here? Who is Get Valiant is on there. Hoodoo TV. Boogie's other show. He has another show where he just talks about comics.
Boogie's got all the fucking podcasts.
Right, like what the fuck, Boogie? You're just one person.
Now he's gonna do a Minecraft fucking
that's
show
already a thing. That's already a thing. That already popped up. The Minecraft one. Yeah.
Minecraft, wrestling, football. Shit, man.
Like, what do you eat?
Yeah. yeah. Here's my nacho podcast.
Right.
Talk about nachos for an hour.
Oh yeah, and like I said, we'll talk about some other stuff next week. But just stay with it. Hopefully, you like the new format we're going with it. I'm digging it. We get to really just sink our teeth into these books. We never got a chance to do this shit before. And next week, can't wait for the weekend. So until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.